Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Eleanor, there lived a princess named Lysandra. Her eyes shimmered like moonlight on a still lake. Her hair was the color of midnight, soft as raven feathers. People said she was born during an eclipse, half in light, half in shadow. The royal astrologer had whispered that such a child would be the key to the sky's secret. No one knew what that meant. Not even the queen, who loved her daughter fiercely. Lysandra grew up among roses and riddles, learning music, swordplay, and the art of speaking to stars. Every night, she would sneak onto the castle balcony and watch the moon rise. "Why do you hide your face, old moon?" she would ask. The moon never answered, but it seemed to listen. When she turned 16, the kingdom prepared for a festival in her honor. Lanterns lined the streets, minstrels played songs about her beauty and grace. But on the night before the celebration, a strange visitor arrived. He came cloaked in starlight, silent as a shadow. The guards never saw him enter. He stood at the edge of Lysandra's bed as she slept. "Forgive me," he whispered. Then he placed a silver mark on her wrist. When dawn came, the princess woke with a scream. The mark glowed like frost fire. Her reflection flickered between human and something else, something luminous and cold. The queen rushed to her side. "What's happening to me?" Lysandra cried. The royal mage studied the mark and paled. "It is the moonlight curse," he said gravely. "A punishment given only to those chosen by the heavens." "Chosen for what?" "For sacrifice." The word echoed through the chamber like thunder. That night, the moon was full and cruelly bright. Lysandra's body shimmered with silver veins. "Am I dying?" she asked. "No," the mage said. "You are changing." The queen refused to believe it. "Find a cure," she commanded. But no cure existed. Lysandra could no longer eat food or feel warmth. Each night, she grew paler, more distant. Her laughter faded like starlight at dawn. The people whispered that their princess was becoming a spirit. Fearing panic, the king forbade her from leaving the palace. Yet Lysandra longed for freedom more than ever. One night, she slipped away in disguise. She rode into the forest, following the pull of the moon. The deeper she went, the brighter her mark shone. Finally, she reached a lake that glowed silver. A figure stood upon the water's surface, the same man from her dreams. "You," she whispered. "Yes," he said sadly. "I am the one who cursed you." "Why?" she demanded. "Because I had no choice." "You always have a choice," she snapped. "Not when the moon commands," he said. "Who are you?" "My name is Talon. I am the guardian of the Silver Gate." "And what is that?" "A door between your world and the moon realm." "Why curse me?" "Because the gate is dying, and it needs a heart of both light and dark to keep it open." "Then take mine," she said fiercely. "No," Thalen said, eyes full of sorrow. "If I do, you will cease to exist." "Then find another way." "There is none." "There must be." He smiled faintly. "You remind me of her." "Of who?" "The last princess who defied the moon." "What happened to her?" "She became the moon." Lysandra trembled. "You mean she died?" "No. She lives above us, eternal and alone." "That's no life." "It is her duty." "Then I reject duty," Lysandra said. "You cannot," Thalen warned. "Destiny does not take no for an answer." "Then I'll rewrite destiny." "You sound like the sun," he said softly. "Good," she said. "Maybe it's time the moon stopped winning." For the next 7 nights, Lysandra searched for answers. She studied old scrolls hidden beneath the castle. She learned of the lunar mirror, an artifact that could reflect the truth of one's fate. "If I can see my fate, I can change it," she decided. She asked Thalen to guide her. "You shouldn't trust me," he warned. "Maybe I shouldn't," she said, "but I will." Thalen sighed. Then come, Moonborn. He opened a portal of liquid silver. Together, they stepped through. They entered a realm of endless night. The stars were alive, whispering secrets. Mountains of crystal stretched into infinity. Welcome to the moon realm, Thalen said. Lysandra gasped. It's beautiful. Beauty often hides cruelty, he said. They walked for what felt like days. Time flowed differently there. Sometimes she was a child, sometimes an old woman. But always, the mark glowed. Finally, they reached a tower carved from frozen light. Inside stood the lunar mirror. It showed no reflection, only moving shadows. Step closer, Thalen said. Lysandra obeyed. The mirror rippled like water. Then it showed her, older, crowned. But alone. Is this my future? She whispered. Yes, the mirror replied in her own voice. Unless you break the curse. How? She demanded. You must return the moon's stolen heart, said the mirror. Where is it? In your world, Thalen said quietly. Hidden beneath your castle. Why there? Because your ancestors stole it to gain eternal peace. So my family caused this curse. Yes. You are paying their price. Then I'll end it, even if it means ending myself. Lysandra, no. But she was already running. She leapt back through the portal. The moonlight burned around her. But she didn't stop. When she returned to Eleanor, dawn was breaking. The castle loomed golden against the sky. She raced to the deepest chamber, where the royal seal glowed faintly. Open, she commanded. The floor split apart, revealing a pit of silver light. Inside floated a small orb, the heart of the moon. It pulsed like a living thing. Thalen appeared beside her, panting. You don't understand, if you touch it, it will consume you. Then let it. You'll die. So will everyone if I don't. He caught her wrist. There's another way, he whispered. What? Share the burden with me. You do that. I cursed you once. Let me free you now. Lysandra looked into his eyes, silver storms and sorrow. Together, then. They clasped hands and reached into the light. Pain seared through them. The heart flared, half bright, half dark. The castle trembled. All of Eleanor felt the sky change. The moon turned crimson, then shattered into silver dust. When the light faded, Lysandra lay in Thalen's arms. We did it, she whispered. Yes, he said, tears glimmering. But at what cost? At the cost of destiny, she smiled faintly. That's a fair price. She closed her eyes. Don't leave me, he pleaded. I'm not leaving, she murmured. I'm just becoming something new. And then she was gone. The kingdom mourned for days. Yet when night fell, the sky shimmered strangely. Where the moon had been, 1,000 smaller lights now danced. She's watching us, the people said. Thalen vanished soon after. Some said he turned into a shadow guarding the stars. Others said he followed her into the sky. The queen never spoke again. But every night she left a silver rose on the balcony. Years passed. Legends grew. One day, a girl was born with a faint silver mark on her wrist. The queen's eyes filled with tears when she saw it. Welcome home, my daughter, she whispered. The child giggled. And moonlight filled the room. The curse had become a blessing. For now, every royal heir carried a spark of both night and day. And the kingdom of Eleanor prospered under the balance of light. The people called it the Age of Silver Dawn. Statues of Lysandra were built across the land. Each bore the same inscription, she chose love over destiny. A century later, travelers still spoke of a woman in silver armor seen under moonless skies. They said she rode a horse made of starlight. Her sword gleamed like truth itself. Her eyes were full of sorrow and hope. "Who is she?" they would ask. "The princess who became the sky," the elders would answer. "She keeps the balance so no darkness rules forever." And somewhere beyond the veil of stars, Lysandra smiled. She danced among constellations, no longer cursed, no longer bound. She was free. The moon realm was no more. But its guardian remained. Thalen, now spirit of the wind, whispered her name through every breeze. When storms raged, she felt his presence. When the night was calm, she sang to him. Together, they kept the sky alive. Some said their love created new stars. Others said their voices became the music of dawn. Either way, their story endured. And every child who looked up at night felt less alone. Because love, they believed, lived among the heavens. In time, poets wrote ballads of the princess of the moonlight curse. Painters filled galleries with her image. Scholars debated whether she had truly existed. "Of course she did," said the old queen before she died. "Because I loved her." That was proof enough. The castle balcony where Lysandra once spoke to the moon became a holy place. Lovers went there to vow eternal faith. Warriors prayed for courage beneath its glow. Children released lanterns, hoping she'd see them from the sky. The silver lake she had first visited never lost its glow. Even in deepest winter, it shimmered. On still nights, it reflected not the moon, but the stars, as if the heavens bowed to her. And if you look closely, you could sometimes see two shapes walking hand in hand upon its surface. The girl of light and the man of shadow. Forever together, forever free. The wind would sigh across the water, whispering, she defied the moon. And taught the world to dream. And the world listened. And believed. The legend spread to distant lands. Kingdoms once divided by greed learned unity under her story. Sailors named stars after her. Healers prayed to her spirit. And mothers told their daughters, be brave like Lysandra, question fate even when fate roars. Some daughters became queens. Some became wanderers. But all carried her spark. And so her light never faded. Even when empires fell and languages changed, her name endured. Lysandra, the moon's defier, the dream's keeper. Every few centuries, a comet crossed the night sky. The people called it the Silver Path. They said it marked the day she visits the world again. When it came, miracles followed. Crops flourished, storms ceased. And dreams felt closer to truth. The people would look up and whisper, welcome back, princess. And somewhere, in the folds of infinity, she whispered back, thank you. The sky would blush with silver dawn. The last verse of her tale is always sung softly. It tells of how love, once born, never dies. Of how even curses can become blessings in time. Of how one act of defiance can change the heavens themselves. And though no one remembers the exact face of Princess Lysandra anymore, everyone remembers her courage. Because courage, like the moon, has faces, but it always returns. Her story ends where it began, under an eclipse. The moon and sun finally side by side, neither ruling over the other. And peace reigning in between. The kingdom of Eleanor stands still, ancient and eternal. The roses she once planted still bloom silver under starlight. The lake still glows with quiet magic. And every night, a gentle wind hums her lullaby. Children close their eyes and dream of her world. Of a princess who dared to tell the moon no, of a love that crossed realms. Of light that learned to embrace darkness without fear. And of hope, fragile, shining, endless. The kind of hope only fairy tales can hold. So if you ever stand under a moonless sky and feel a soft silver glow, know that she's near. She visits quietly, watching, smiling, unseen. Her mark lives in those who believe in balance. Her voice lives in the wind that whispers your name kindly. Her courage lives in your heart when you face your own curse. Because that's what fairy tales truly teach us, not that magic is real, but that we can be magic. The princess of the Moonlight curse was once mortal, but her story is forever. And so it is told, from firelight to starlight, from mother to child, from heart to heart. They say when the last echo fades, a new moon is born. A gentle one. A moon that listens. For it remembers the girl who once spoke to it and said, I will choose my own light. The moon learned humility that night. The stars learned love. And the world learned freedom. The tale is sung at every eclipse festival. And when the final note fades, a silver feather always falls from the sky. Some say it's her blessing. Others say it's her goodbye. But the wise know better. It's her reminder that even in darkness, light can still dance. Even in endings, beginnings wait. And even in loss, love endures. The fairy tale of Princess Lysandra will never fade. Because it lives wherever people dream of courage and kindness. Wherever someone looks up and dares to question destiny. Wherever love defies the impossible. So close your eyes and imagine her now, standing beneath a sky of silver fire. Smiling, unafraid. Her mark glowing faintly, no longer curse but crown. Her heart whole again, light and dark in harmony. She looks down upon the world and whispers one last truth. Don't fear the night, it needs you to shine. The stars echo her words. The world breathes. And the story begins again.